I rise today in strong support of H.R. 7700, Stop Unaffordable Dishwasher Standards Act, and I thank Congressman Langworthy for leading these efforts. Instead of harnessing the abundant resources we are blessed with in this country, the Biden administration wants to lower your standard of living by telling you what appliances you can have in your home, and they want you to pay more for it. These increased efficiency standards mean Americans need to run their appliances twice as long to get the same effect. And we all know it. You run the dishwasher, you open it up, the dishes aren't clean, you've got to run it again. It happens to every American family multiple times.
So I think it's important before we legislate on something to know something about it. So I know a lot about dishwashers because I'm a single mom and I load and unload and load and unload and rinse and buy detergent. So I wonder if the gentleman who's supporting this legislation about dishwashers, proposing to be an expert in what the American people want in their dishwashers, would be willing to engage in a little colloquy with me about dishwashers. I would like to yield. Are you willing to engage in this? Representative Duncan, I'd like to know if you know what the average utility cost is a month to run a dishwasher. Nope, he doesn't know. $2 to $4 a month. In other words, about a third of a Frappuccino. $2 to $4 a month. Mr. Duncan, do you know about how much a dishwasher costs, Representative Duncan? Like a mid-range dishwasher? Nope, he doesn't know. About 800, 900, you want to get fancier, like 1,000? Representative Duncan, do you know the best ways, the most important things you can do to make your dishwasher get the dishes clean? No, not a dishwasher expert. Loading it correctly. Mr. Chair, do you know how long it takes to load a dish out? What the most important technique is to load a dishwasher correctly? It is loading it correctly.
Young lady mentioned earlier that Republicans were not wanting to help American consumers, wanting to take money out of their pocket. This is actually the opposite of that. We're wanting to help save the American public money over time by stopping these reckless, rush to green regulations like we're voting on today, dealing with both refrigerators and dishwashers and then gas stoves, but only because they have a green agenda that really wants to do away with fossil fuels. And let's just call it what it is. That is their agenda, to end the use of fossil fuels in the United States of America. At a time when we need, as a growing nation, a growing population, growing metropolitan centers, we need more energy. The demand for energy is only going up, it's not going down. But the continued war against American-produced fossil fuels is costing Americans' ability to improve their quality of life and their standard of living. Americans know they're hurting because it started with energy. We've talked a lot about that. But Americans also see a border that's wide open and 16+ million people that have crossed our southern border that are raping and killing American citizens. Crime rates are going up in cities. They're straining our social services at the state level in our own communities, causing our property taxes to go up, our state income taxes to go up to pay for folks that aren't even legally in the United States of America, and that's because of Joe Biden's open border policies. Sure, we ought to debate a lot of things in this Congress instead of debating regulations on efficiency standards on dishwashers and gas stoves and refrigerators and freezers and all these things, but the Biden administration has definitely overreached in these areas because they have a green agenda that they're pushing.
I've heard a lot about the Biden border, the so-called border crisis. What I haven't heard about is anything about dishwashers. So as somebody who saved and scrimped and was so proud to get a new dishwasher and can tell you a lot about them, what they cost, what kinds of features they have, how to load it properly, which I wish every person, every man and child in America would listen to their wife.
Gentlewoman, another 2 minutes.
Would listen to their spouse about how to load the dishwasher correctly. Those are the most important things that make your dishes get clean. This bill is ridiculous. It is Congress at its worst. a bunch of people who haven't unloaded a dishwasher ever, telling the American people what legislation, what kind of dishwashers they should or should not be able to buy. On behalf of every American woman who's going to load and unload tonight and again tomorrow morning, I yield back.